Okay, so today I'm going to be having a look at some other people's posts and giving a few comments on this. So the one we're going to be looking at today is from a guy that put up a post to kind of promote a specific exercise, and he used two fighters, Ilia Topuria and Fedor Emelianenko. So he used the video with them and said that they do this specific exercise, and this is their secret to knockout power and punching power, which is usually complete bullshit, because there's not just one thing that causes knockout power. It's multifactorial. But we'll go through that as we watch the video and see what's happening over here. So I'm going to start the video, so let's have a look, let's see.
Ilia Topuria and Fedor Emelianenko used the same exercise to develop an unfair advantage in knockout power. Here's how you can use it too. This exercise is known as the plyometric barbell push-up.
So this exercise is known as the needle press. So you can probably call it the plyometric barbell push-out as well if you want, but it's known as the needle press. So anyone in strength conditioning that's been doing this for a while, more than a week, knows that this is the needle press. Okay, so let's see what he says further.
And it's a favorite of elite fighters for developing.
Yeah, it's very few elite fighters use this. Not a bad exercise. It's got advantages, disadvantages. I'll go through that a little bit now, but I don't think all of them use it. It's not that common.
Final knockout power for a few reasons. Knockout power has more to do with how quickly you can generate force.
Okay, so yes, how quickly you can generate force is important for knockout power. However, lower body strength, rotational strength, timing and accuracy is very important. So let's see what he says further.
Than it does with brute strength. One reason most of history's
So usually if you have brute strength, which is the scientific name would be more maximum strength, you have a better potential for rate of force development. So it's important to have brute strength or maximum strength, and then train rate of force development or speed to do that.
British punchers had mediocre bench press numbers at best.
Okay. So the reason why the world's best punchers have mediocre bench presses is because a lot of them don't bench press. They didn't really bench press. Because if you're looking in history, if you look at Mike Tyson and those kind of guys, they weren't into strength training. But modern day training, you cannot neglect this. Okay. Also, bench press is an upper body exercise. So if you do it like a power lifter, you have leg drive and stuff that also applies in there. But generally, this is an upper body exercise. Punching is not only an upper body exercise or upper body movement. Leg strength, your ability to produce force from the ground up from the hips and legs, push into the ground and rotate into the punch, or throw the punch from there. That's more where knockout power comes from, if you're looking purely at power for knockout. Next thing, also, knockout is not only about power. A lot of guys get punched extremely hard and they don't get knocked out. Then they get not as hard a punch, and then they get knocked out with not that hard a punch. Why? Because timing is more important, and them not really expecting the punch is usually what causes you to get knocked out. Okay, so let's see what he says about rate of force development.
This is known as rate of force development, and this exercise targets it specifically.
Okay, so what this exercise does, so it will target rate of force development, but not with high forces. So you've got a low force that you can apply with this, and it can be fast, but low force at high speed. Okay, if you look at the exercise, you will see that it's a free weight that you're holding. Gravity pulls the weight down and you are pushing forward. So in other words, the direction, the force vector, the direction that you're putting the force in has got very little to do with the weight that you're doing there. So yes, if you use a heavier weight for this, so you'll see that most of them here in the video is just using the bar. So the bar will probably be weighing 20 kilograms if they're in a real proper gym, where the Olympic bars will be 20 kilograms. So it's not a heavy weight at all. But the 20 kilograms is pushing down. You have to apply force hard and fast so that downward force does not bring the bar down. That's where this exercise got an advantage. So yes, it's for speed rather, and loaded speed, but not ideal I'd say, for punching power and rate of force development as such. Not a bad exercise if you want to develop a bit of speed in pushing strength and that, because it's low forces that you're working with, and really about speed. And the thing with what makes this exercise good and the benefit you get from this, you can't punch and hold it there in the front because the weight's going to pull your arm down. So what needs to happen is you punch forward, pull back. That's where the benefit comes in. I would not rate this as a good exercise for rate of force development as such, because the forces will be really low on this one, but it's a good exercise in certain times because it'll force you punch, pull, right? Quite important to get your arm back for the next punch that's going to be coming in, if that is something you need to work on. Okay, so let's see here. Upper body plyometrics, he talks here about upper body. This is not an upper body plyometric exercise. Very few things qualify as pure plyometrics in upper body. Very few things. If you go look at what plyometrics actually is. So maybe that's another video. Let's see.
It also develops fast twitch muscle fiber and teaches your brain.
So if you see Ilya doing that exercise there, that is superiorly slow. That is not fast. Okay, so, and he's doing quite a lot of reps there, which will not give you optimum power output. Higher repetitions, really slow, will not develop power output. Lower end of the repetitions at absolute maximal effort in almost a competitive environment, that's what will give power. Okay, so let's see.
And to activate those fibers faster and more efficiently. Start with 3 sets of 5 once or twice per week and then report back. Or just comment Last Emperor below and I'll send you Fedor's.
This is obviously sales pitch, which is fine. People have to eat, make money, do a business. But I think it's important when you're looking at social media videos to understand that people are trying to sell something. So yeah, you can get a discount and all that kind of stuff, really cool. So it's basically a hook that he put in to try and get people to look at this and to see, okay, because most people want something really simple and easy to do. So if you tell someone, do this one exercise, it'll give you the edge, that's kind of like what they're going to go to. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. It's not just the one exercise. That's not how it works. You can't just do one exercise and think that's going to give you the magic edge. It does not work that way. Consistency, hard work, overall proper program, that is what will give you the edge. Champions, that's kind of how they operate. They have the edge because they're genetically gifted, firstly. Secondly, they're putting a lot of work. They're doing consistent work. They're doing proper work. Some of them are not doing proper work, but they're putting in consistent work and they have lots of talent. But if you want to improve, you want to become better, you need to put in proper work, consistent work, and a properly designed program. Let's see how it ends here.
Exact training routine, including this exercise, along with a big discount. Ilia Topuria and...
So that is basically it. So, yeah. Basically what it comes down to is don't believe everything you see on Instagram. Some of the stuff is really good, but like this, for example, it's a hook to get you to watch the video, and it's definitely not the best exercise. I think you could have used another exercise maybe as an example for this one. So yeah, some bullshit in the video basically. Thank you.